Beautiful Matthew Knight Arena, home of the Oregon Ducks. This weekend marks the halfway point of the Pac-12 volleyball season. The Oregon Ducks hosting the UCLA Bruins. Pac-12 volleyball presented by Tachikara. And these are two of the 7 teams in the Pac-12 in the nation's top 25. USC, with their revamped system, has the #1 ranking in the nation. UCLA has their highest ranking this year. Oregon hanging in the top 25 at 25th, but a tough weekend with UCLA and USC coming into town. And hi, everybody. I'm Rich Burke, along with my good friend and coaching legend, Al Skates. Karsta Lowe is gone from UCLA. She's moved on to the world stage, and yet, amazingly, UCLA better this year without her.
Well, you know, last year, UCLA got swept by Oregon, and Karsta had 55 swings, so all I had to do was key on her. They've got 4 outstanding hitters this year, a new setter, Chandler, who transferred, and a hitter that's getting 5 kills per set, who also transferred. So they're better.
Yes, and one of the middles that Chandler's been able to connect with, really coming on strongly, Claire Felix.
Claire Felix is 6'6", and she kills the ball against 2 attackers, and she's a big force at the net. She loves that backslide. And look at that. She's so fast running along the net, takes up, just closets that hitter. And, you know, she's been dominant the last 2 matches.
Casey Nady of the Oregon Ducks, likewise a middle who's coming on strongly.
I think she's the quickest middle blocker in the league. She transitions after she blocks to offense to the attack so fast, she often beats the bigger blockers. And I watch her how high she jumps, right over the block.
Having a great junior season. The Oregon Ducks hoping to move up in the top 25, but it's going to be a tough test with the Bruins in town. We've got the lineups and first serve coming up next.
You're watching Pac-12.
Outside Autzen Stadium across town here, the Ducks and the Bruins. Top 25 volleyball here, presented by Tachikara. It'll be a weekend here with #1 USC coming in on Sunday. And UCLA, under head coach Michael Seeley, there's their starting lineup. Jordan Anderson, she is 5th in the nation with 4.91 kills per set. She and Riley Bushler, really a good outside hitter combination. And for the Oregon Ducks, keep a close eye on Lindsey Vanderweide. She is having one of the best freshman seasons in Oregon Ducks history. Oregon Ducks 4-4 in conference play and 10-7 overall. UCLA Bruins 6-2.
I can't hear.
15-3 overall. 1-5 straight. Jenny Frager out of Rancho Santa Fe, California, back to serve. But for the hitter, and Casey Nady comes up with the kill. Chandler's an option. She dials up Bushler off the soft block. Nady pushes it over. Nice dig by Amanda Benson. Maggie Scott dialing up Vanderweide off hands. She gets dug by Drolson. Big swing for Bushler. Off the soft block again. Maggie Scott. Martine Bettendorf finding the back corner. And if this is any indication, this is going to be a barn burner.
I think it's going to be a great match tonight. Ace.
And an ace for Maggie Scott.
She split the 2 receivers. Look for her to come right back there again, right between them. Bushler bails out.
Pass tight to the net.
Nady over the net. Interfered with the set. UCLA's point.
So the pass tight to the net worked out in the Bruins' favor.
Well, it was a perfect pass. Nady got too aggressive on the play. Absolutely perfect pass.
Rachel Inoue from Kailua, Hawaii, defensive specialist.
She's been serving great.
There's a libero at Punahou School in Hawaii. to the middle to Bettendorf.
Bettendorf unloaded on that one. She likes play sets. Loves play sets.
Now here's the freshman, Lindsay Vanderweide, back with her jump serve.
Lindsay has 10 aces in the last 5 matches.
Taylor August with the kill.
You know, Lindsay did not serve until 5 matches ago, and she already has 10 aces. They had a serving substitute in for her.
And she dials up the ace.
11 aces in 5 matches.
Against only 14 service errors.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
An early 6-1 Oregon lead. Another ace, back-to-back for the freshman, Lindsay Vanderweide.
She's a future star. She's going to be great.
Jim Moore says that she is the best freshman he has ever coached. Back-to-back aces and a 7-1 Ducks lead.
Wednesday, the desert meets the bay as number
in the classroom breeds success in the pool. He really thinks there's a correlation between how we do in the classroom and team GPA and how we're performing in the pool. With next year being an Olympic year, I really want to be on that Olympic team, and then I definitely want to win another national title with Cal. Ryan Murphy, Cal Swimming, go Bears.
Pac-12 Los Angeles is presented in high definition by Honda.
Sunday, 24th ranked USC women's soccer looks to defend their home turf against the Buffs. Sunday at 11 on Pac-12 Network.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. With a beautiful day here in Oregon, Indian summer in the Northwest. It has been a spectacular spring, summer, and fall, and a spectacular beginning for the University of Oregon. And back-to-back aces for the freshman Lindsay Vanderweide. Good pass by Formico. Chandler, back set, backslide, and the kill for Claire Felix. She did that a lot against ASU on Sunday.
She had 16 kills last weekend and 25 swings. That's 64% kills.
Now Riley Bushler, son of former NBA player Judd Bushler. Nady. Bushler was right there. Nice job of Inoue. And how about Jordan Anderson coming up with a kill? She bettered that ball for sure.
Yeah, she gets 5 kills per set. She's only in for 3 rotations. She's not, then she comes back in the back, but they don't really use her too much in the back.
Overpass, nice coverage by Benson. The swing by Bettendorf. Chandler going to Anderson again. Nice dig by Vanderweide. Scott to August. Off hands. Good dual dig there by Formico and Inoue. Benson with the set. Bettendorf with the swing. Dug by Formico. Bump set for Chandler. Big swing for Anderson. Chandler going to Anderson again, second swing of the rally. What a dig by amazing Amanda Benson, sprawling to her left. Anderson looking for the back corner. Bettendorf off speed. What another great rally. Center kill effort by Chandler. Big swing by Nady. Dug by Inoue. Fantastic volleyball. And it ends in miscommunication between Chandler and Bushler.
And Nady hit that ball so fast, got up so fast, there was no blocker up for UCLA, and she terminated.
Casey Nady, junior, out of San Diego. Backslide again for Felix. Bettendorf read it well. Scott going to Taylor August. Off the block. Scott covered it up. Casey Nady with the set. Big swing into the face of Chandler.
Well, Nady should be getting set at least 6 to 7 times every set she plays. Right now, she's only been getting 4 sets, but I think tonight she's going to get a lot more.
Zana Muno is into the match to serve for UCLA. Ryan Chandler getting tattooed by Martine Bettendorf. Anderson into the block of Bettendorf and Sumit Gill.
Well, that's a good matchup. Okay, that ball hit her in the face, and I think she's shaken up. There's a timeout by UCLA. She needs a few seconds. That hurt.
That was a laser beam. There are 7 teams in the Pac-12 in the top 25 of the ABCA. USC unanimous this week at 20-0. Texas at 16-1. The only other undefeated team, Kansas, at 18-0, ranked 7th in the nation. UCLA with their highest ranking this year, 10th in the nation, 15-3. They've won 5 straight matches, during which time the Bruins have taken 15 of 16 sets.
Yeah, the Bruins have been playing great, but Oregon really plays well at home traditionally, and they're off to the best start you can imagine. They're serving lasers. They have 3 or 4 aces already, and they're really putting a lot of pressure on the UCLA passers.
Oregon plays well at home, but they're playing just their 3rd home match all season. Head coach Jim Moore wanted to test this team, wanted to make them uncomfortable, and so he took them on a 2-week road trip to begin the season, after which they had 16 days off to work on what they learned.
Well, that's a good idea, because his weakness has been road trips for this team. So he did the right thing.
Jim Moore in his 11th season, 8 NCAA tournaments in 10 years here. Prior to his first year here, the Ducks had 14 years without a winning record. Muno sets Anderson. Maggie Scott was there. Casey Nady with her 2nd set of the match, and August dials up the kill.
August is off to a good start tonight. That's Vanderweider and August are formidable outside hitters. If both of them are hot, it's going to be a long night for the Bruins.
Too long for Casey Nader. There's Zana Muno, who split time as a starter earlier this year to Ryan Chandler, but then Chandler won the job a few weeks back with an excellent match against Cal. So Muno, she has some experience this season. There's Zana setting the middle. Frager had her first swing. Dug by Scott. Set by Benson. Big swing, Bettendorf. And she goes too long. Looking for that hard angle out.
Yeah, she runs a lot of different routes, and they need her to kill 40% of her attempts.
There's one tight to the net. Gill. Excellent diving dig by Formico. Swing by Anderson. And she dials up a kill. That's Jordan Anderson. Second in the conference, 4.91 kills per set.
Yeah, she's a transfer from West Virginia, and she could play immediately here. And she has 2 more years left.
Another big swing for Bettendorf. Good coverage by Muno. Anderson again. Too strong.
Well, the set location has been off, so the setters got yanked already. These 2 setters have been vying for the same position in this 5-1 offense.
Great serve with the bottom dropping out of that one for Bettendorf. Anderson with another kill.
Well, Anderson gets so many sets. It's important she plays well for the Bruins, and she's off to a slow start tonight.
Bruins back within 5 at 12-7.
Nice block by Anderson. Part of that ball was over the net, and so she could block it, even though the setter had her hand on the ball. Excellent reaction by Anderson.
Pass too tight to the net by Bettendorf. Let's see if Muno goes after Bettendorf again. It was Benson. Scott to the middle of Sumit Gill on the front slide. Anderson again. Jordan Anderson, her 5th kill.
Yeah, she's receives more sets than anybody on the court.
And you can see why.
She's got a great arm.
Amazing, consider she plays 3 rotations. Good pass that time by Bettendorf. Scott to August. Formico couldn't dig it.
August is on fire. She's just swinging so well. Really in rhythm tonight. So effortlessly.
August comes out. Chelsea Keoho comes on to serve. Keoho had 14 digs against Washington State on Sunday, a match high. That was Haley Lawless on the swing, her first swing of the match. Bettendorf over dig by Formico. Joust right there was Vanderweide. Over dig, Benson, Scott looking for the kill.
Called the throw on the jam. It wasn't really a jam. I think what happened is she got it on the bottom of the ball. Contact on the bottom and lifted it over the block. Referee didn't like that. Paula Martin
to serve.
Excuse me. Paulie Martin's up.
Too strong for Bettendorf. 13-11 Oregon.
Well, after the setting change, the Bruins are coming back.
Vanderweide got the touch.
Boy, she hits the ball so hard.
Hold that. Bushler goes too long.
Yeah, just missing the corner.
(15-11) Ducks lead. Muno, Bushler, excellent dig by Benson. 80, great dig by Drolson. Off speed by Bushler. Vanderweide read it in transition. She dials up a kill.
Nice transition. Maggie Scott is setting really well for Oregon. Good play set. Gets a kill.
That was Haley Lawless, her first kill of the match.
Yeah, Haley hasn't been producing a lot of kills lately, so they haven't gone to her much. But now I think with that kill, she'll see some action.
Jenny Frager, back to serve. Scott to the middle of the 80. One-hand dig by Muno. Bushler was too far outside the antenna to make much of that.
Yeah, that was a very bad bump set. I don't know if anybody could have put that ball in.
Bruins had pulled it close. Now they trail by 5 again. Michael Seeley, the head coach of UCLA, his 6th year. Michael Seeley played at UCLA 1990 to 93, one of the top setters in school history. 4th in assists, won a national championship as a senior. Most outstanding player of the 1993 national tournament.
Yeah, he was our captain that year, and we hit 420. It's an NCAA record. It will not be broken.
Of course, he played for my broadcast partner, legendary coach Al Skates. Bushler with the kill. And Al, I asked Michael Seeley, what did you learn from Al Skates? And he said 3 things. Number 1, take care of our side of the net. Number 2, you were into statistical analysis before anybody else was. And number 3, he said you had amazing emotional regulation. You never lost your composure.
Well, after I got an ulcer when I was a rookie coach, I decided to forget about the last play and think about the next one.
Good for you. Good advice for all of us in volleyball and in life.
Yeah, that's right. Be in the moment.
Riley Bushler now with 2 kills. Good pass by Vanderweide. In transition. Finding the back line. Nope, too long.
Good swing. You know, she split the block. It looked like she might have had a touch, but there was a hole there.
Scott looking for the center kill. Read well by Felix. Muno, back set, backslide Felix, off speed.
I think that was a whiff. Very, very fortunate whiff. Well, you hit the ball with just the tips of your fingers and it goes right over the block. Let's see. Here it comes. Oh no, she did that on purpose. That was a good move.
So 18-16 Oregon leads as UCLA fighting its way back in this set.
Oh yeah, they're back. It's anybody's set now.
There are two undefeated teams in NCAA. One of them is USC taking on Oregon State tonight. Kansas at 19-0, and Texas leading 15-9 in set one. For Kansas, it's their highest ranking ever, and they're second in NCAA at 15.4 kills per set, and they've moved past Washington for the top hitting percentage in the nation. Kansas hitting .318.
Well, I think Texas is going to beat them tonight.
That would leave USC as the lone undefeated team in the nation, assuming they can take care of Oregon State. USC will be here at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Pac-12 Network, Pac-12 LA, Pac-12 Oregon. You and I will be on the call for that one out. And I'm really looking forward to watching Samantha Bricio play for USC.
Yeah, she's the best player in the nation. She scores more points and gets more aces. Well, she's clearly the best server in the country. She won't be playing for our Olympic team since she's a Mexican national, however.
The player of the year across the nation has come from the Pac-12 for the last 5 years, and 8 times since 2000. And Samantha Bricio has made a case all year long.
Yeah, she's a candidate for sure. She's really blocking well this year, which is the only thing she didn't do well when she showed up as a freshman.
Oregon needs to get back in rhythm. Bettendorf with a laser beam off of Formico.
Yeah, Bettendorf is really off to a good start tonight.
Martine has 4 kills. Also has 3 digs. Now Vanderweide, just her 6th match serving. Wow, she's doing an amazing job. Back row attack. Anderson off of Nadian down.
Well, that was awkward because that ball was set behind the 3-meter line, and Anderson had to reach way behind her back to hit that ball. Very good move by Anderson.
5 matches with 20-plus kills this year for Jordan Anderson, the transfer from West Virginia University.
Nady got a lot of points. She's at the service line again.
Anderson off the blocks to meet Gill.
Yeah, that was a left inside that didn't fool anybody. She comes inside and the in blocker moved right in with her.
Muno, the center kill. Remember, she didn't even start. That was Ryan Chandler, but Chandler took a laser off her face from Martine Bettendorf early in the set and hadn't been seen since.
Right. Because Munoz has been setting pretty good.
Scott back set, Bettendorf again. This time she finds the back line.
Yeah, right over the block for the kill. That's 5 kills for Martine. Right on the line.
This is good for her. She's back to serve right now because she's been going through a rough stretch.
Yeah, her numbers have been dropping. She's she's down this year. She's hitting right now .217. That's not very good.
They're using a 5-1 this year as opposed to a 6-2. Last year they lost Bettendorf's back row attack. This year they have it.
Well, she's had 14 sets already, so she gets more sets than anybody else on Oregon's team. Although both the other side outside hitters are producing tonight.
Jenny Frager with the kill. UCLA back within 2. They need something with Muno setting. Scott to the middle, Samit Gill. Overdig by Formico. Gill again gets dug by Bushler. Here's Anderson looking for some floor, and she found it. Diving effort by Vanderweide. Jordan Anderson, along with a big swing, is very crafty.
Well, that's a 2-hand set over the net. That ball shouldn't have gone down. She gave it up when she lifted that other arm up. You could see where she was going. That surprises me because Oregon's such a good digging team.
Jim Moore is a 3-time Coach of the Year, a couple of times with the Ducks. 2007 and 2012, and with Division II Northern Michigan in 1993. 571 career wins, and he had this team in the national championship match 3 years ago when they were swept by Texas.
Yeah, I was at that match, and they just couldn't slow down Texas' big hitters. They had some awful good hitters, and Oregon's block just wasn't good enough to handle them. They were digging everybody up to the finals, and they couldn't dig Texas.
Yeah, that was a tough one. A three-set loss 3 years ago in the national championship match for Jim Moore and the Oregon Ducks. And hoping to guide this team back to that elite level. And he says Maggie Scott, the setter, a big key. He said she will be the face of this program.
Well, Maggie is not afraid to try sets that are risky. She'll come in sliding on her knees and back set the ball. So she's very daring.
I did a match earlier this year where she had 5 such sets on her knees.
Yeah. She even does it in warm-ups.
Zenimino didn't start the game at setter. Ryan Chandler is hurt. Back row attack, Vanderweide. Formica was there. Muno, back row attack, Bushler. Overdig by Bettendorf. Big chance for UCLA to pull even. Bumps at Formica. Anderson finds the floor.
Well, that was a fast set, and it beat the middle blocker. Left a little hole for Anderson. Now watch how she fires it out. Just a little hole, and she found it.
Chance for UCLA to take the lead.
Formica, great dig.
Anderson off the block and out of bounds.
Just bangs it off Sumit Gill. Sumit was there, and she just knocked her hand back.
People in the pit crew behind us screaming out to Zenimino, do you know how to tie her shoe? Well, I don't know, but she knows how to come in and make some noise. Didn't start at setter, but she has served her team to the lead. Trying to set them to a 2-point lead. Bettendorf back row. Anderson. Overdig by Vanderweide. What amounts to a free ball. Anderson, second swing, off the block and down.
Anderson is abusing Gill. Gill's just not over the net. Anderson's just pounding the ball into Oregon's middle blocker, and it's going down.
Gill had one stuff block earlier, but that was an aberration. Set point amazingly for UCLA. August off the block and down, and UCLA storms back to take the first game, 25-22.
Haley Lawless gets a one-on-one block, and she's the best in blocker, 0.8 blocks per set, and she just took a big part of the court and really stuffed that ball.
UCLA Bruins have now won 16 of their last 17 sets. They take number 1.
Saturday, first at 1. The Cougs hope to
about a $300 reward card. Time Warner Cable.
UCLA Bruins storm back to take set 1. 25-22 here at Gill Coliseum.
Well, Zenimino, once she came in, it turned everything around. I think UCLA played well from the minute she stepped on the court. The passing, I will say this, the passing was atrocious in the beginning for the Bruins, and so it was hard for Chandler to set the ball. She was running all over the court. And also, they had 3 or 4 aces right in the first part of that set.
Yep, and they had a 7-1 lead in the first set. A 208 hitting percentage for UCLA, 146 for Oregon. You mentioned Zenimino. She had 10 assists coming in early in the first part of the set.
Yeah, she's going to stay in. I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look. She's in.
They trailed big early, and the Bruins came from behind to win set 1.
21 sets already for Jordan Anderson. She's hitting 286, which is very good numbers. That's a lot of sets, a lot of attacks. She has 9 kills, so that's a good kill percentage.
Riley Bushler had 10 attacks, 2 kills. Claire Felix and Jenny Frager, between the two of them, they got set 8 times in the first set.
Well, Chandler goes to him a lot. Muno does not.
Bushler off the block of Gill and Maggie Scott. Diving dig effort by Keoho. Kill for Lawless.
Keoho got the first serve for Oregon. They've been scoring more points when she's serving than anybody else. So she'll serve a couple more times this set.
More aces than service errors this year for Keoho, who had serve receive there. And Vanderweide off the block and out of bounds.
That was pretty good because she had to jump laterally. That ball went right through her hitting zone, but she brought it back.
Now Amanda Benson, the MVP of the Temple tournament earlier this year. Free ball for UCLA.
Sprained ankle. Timeout on the court. Play stops. Verna Klubikin spotted it. And it looks like...
This is Martine Bettendorf. Pardon me, this is Lindsay Vanderweide, the freshman. And
yeah, she was going to block and she twisted her ankle, it looked like. But she's in pain. I don't know if it's her ankle or her knee. Here we go. Yeah, her right foot landed on the middle blocker's foot. This is normal. This is how it usually happens.
Felix came onto the net. And Lindsay Vanderweide will come out.
Boy, that's a big blow for Oregon.
But it gives an opportunity to a player who has fallen to the back burner, who played a lot last year in Frankie Shebby.
Yeah, Frankie actually hit 355 against the Bruins last spring in a 3-game sweep, 3-set sweep. So Frankie had a great match the last time she played against the Bruins. But Vanderweide had 7 digs and 2 service aces, so they're going to miss her.
Lawless, dug by Benson. Scott, back set. Bettendorf off the block and down. Good block by the Bruins.
Bushler got that one. Bushler had a huge match against Arizona last Friday. She led everybody in points. She had 25 points. They serve Shebby right away. And she passes perfectly, and they give it to Nady for the kill.
Frankie Shebby last year, when she did not play all the way around.
Ah, well, under this scheme, she's going to have to, unless they switch up the libero substitution. Oh, Nady gets a stuffed block. And Shebby was right there helping her, too. Good close by Shebby. But Nady got it.
You know, backslide, Claire Felix with the kill.
Yeah, Felix is hot. Now, Muno's got to go to Felix because she's been the hot hitter. 16 kills and 25 swings last weekend, and she's got to feed her.
Riley Bushler with the serve. She went after Frankie Shebby. They'll be targeting her. Nady off the block and out of bounds.
That was a good swing. That was an outside set. She's a quick hitter. She usually doesn't hit a high ball.
Now Frankie Shebby back to serve, something she didn't do much of last year. 2 aces, 4 service errors this year. Off the backslide, Felix again. Hard angle attack and too strong.
Well, that ball was set right on the net. So she was kind of jammed up.
Now, seeing Lindsay Vanderweide go down with an injury, it's hard not to think of Macy Gardner and what happened to her 2 weeks ago at Washington.
Well, Macy had a season-ending injury, an ACL. She's already had the operation, and that concludes her career. And That was brutal because Macy was the National Player of the week before the injury. She was just on fire as a senior.
Jason Watson has his work cut out for him. Jordan Anderson with a kill for UCLA. Watson, the head coach of Arizona State, as they look to figure things out post Macy Gardner.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. There's no replacing her. Cheby's passing nails. Look at Cheby.
One-hand effort by Frankie Cheby.
Well, Cheby's playing well since she stepped on the court cold.
When Chip Kelly was here as Ducks head football coach, he was one of the ones who popularized the term next man up. Well, in this case, next player up for the Ducks volleyball team in Frankie Cheby, with Lindsay Vanderweide out with a twisted ankle, it looked like.
Well, Frankie's getting to play the backcourt, something she didn't get to do previously.
Jordan Anderson with a kill for UCLA. The Bruins last year with Carstello were 11-9 in Pac-12 play, 22-12 overall.
Yeah. You know, Cheby was going to UCLA but changed her commitment, came to Oregon.
Sumit Gill with the kill.
Well, Sumit doesn't get set very often, but she made the most of that one.
Carstello, by the way, is now playing professionally in Italy. Lawless into the block of Scott and Gill.
Well, Gill got a piece of that one, brought it back on the line. She's there waiting. Good block. Yeah, all four hands over the net.
Lawless diving dig by Benson. She's fun to watch. August, excellent dig there by Bushler on the dive as well. Scott backslide Gill again, going hard angle and too long.
Yeah, she just got the right half of that ball. Couldn't control it, had sideways spin on it.
Sumit Gill, a freshman from Elk Grove, California, and she's getting a chance to play with the injury to Lauren Page, and she's acquitted herself well here in her freshman season.
Well, she's hitting 198. Lauren Page was hitting 316 and is now ready to come back in. She got cleared on Tuesday. Quiejo, the best server on the team, goes back to the line.
13 aces, 10 errors this year, make it 14 aces for Quiejo.
Yeah, that's an amazing ratio. If you have more aces than errors, that's just excellent.
Started as a freshman at Colorado. That's a laser for Bushler.
Bushler usually gets better as the match goes on.
Pac-12 all-freshman team last year. She was second on the Bruins to Carstello with 2.92 kills per set as a freshman. Back row attack, Bettendorf. Martine Bettendorf with a back row attack. When they played the 6-2 last year, they lost her back row attack. Does that have anything to do with the fact that she had that patch where she struggled, because this year she's playing all the way around?
No, I don't think so. I mean, once you go to rally scoring, I don't think endurance is a factor here. I mean, it's not like they're getting 85 sets a game. I mean, a match.
Good dig by Cheby. Bumps head Scott close to the net. Pushed over by Quiejo. Chelsea Quiejo comes up with her second kill of the year.
That was on purpose. She hit the top of the tape. Watch this. That is an excellent play.
And a big swing by Bushler. So we saw a little bit of off speed, some creativity, and then we saw an absolute bomb from Bushler.
Well, Bushler went after the setter, was the weakest blocker. Maggie Scott blocks about 0.3 blocks per set.
Oregon had a big lead in the first set. They let it get away. is timing it a free ball for UCLA. Both teams out of sync on that one.
Yeah, that set, by the time Bushler got to it, it was below the net. So she was trapped.
Michael Seeley is 6th year at UCLA after 4 years as an associate head coach at the University of Hawaii. Under the legendary Dave Shoji.
He left my program that year in 2006 to go over and be an associate head coach. And he had trained a young freshman setter. We were 12 and 12. And my senior sprained his ankle. The freshman came in. We won the next 10. When I let the freshman back, then I benched him. And the regular setter came back for the semis and the finals, and we won the NCAAs.
So even though Seeley was gone, he'd done his job.
He's done his job. He trained Matt Wade, a fantastic freshman setter.
Martine Bettendorf, fantastic job on this kill
Good
after the diving dig.
Martine comes in late and fast and puts the hammer down.
Between Benson and Keoho, Oregon has two of the best defenders in the Pac-12. Oregon had a big lead in the first set. They've got a 15-10 lead in the second set. Back with more after this.
Sunday, on the pitch,
where champions play.
home of the UCLA Bruins. You're watching Pac-12 Los Angeles.
Great crowd support here at Gill Coliseum. It's 15-10 Oregon leads. They had a big lead in the first set, and they let it get away, in large part because of the play of Jordan Anderson. Michael Seeley calls her their garbage disposal. She gets the majority of the sets against tough blocking assignments.
Well, she gets the sets when there's a bad pass.
On cue, but this time into the block of Martine Bettendorf.
The problem is Zayna Muno does not set the middle nearly as well as Chandler. And so the middle is not being used by UCLA, so they're ganging up on the end hitters.
Claire Felix with a kill for UCLA.
Nice dig, perfect dig. Felix sees the hole, and it's a kill.
Excellent job that time by Muno. To the middle to Casey Nady, dug by Formico. Bushler was there. Free ball for the Ducks. What can they do? Maggie Scott, backslide. Sharp angle, and too long for Martine Bettendorf.
Yeah, Bettendorf has 5 errors now, and it's only 7 kills, so that's not a very good ratio. Overpass. Oh my, it's in play.
Frager couldn't capitalize. Anderson off the hands. Benson was there. She's fun to watch. Diving dig effort by August. And the Bruins get another.
I'm looking for Chandler. I can't see her on the bench. I don't think Chandler's on the bench, the starting setter for UCLA.
Service error for Illinois. 17-13 Ducks lead. Ryan Chandler, the starting setter for UCLA, won the job a few weeks back in a match against Cal. But she took a ball to the face off a hard swing from Martine Bettendorf early in this one and hasn't been seen since.
Timeout, UCLA.
So an 18-13 Oregon lead, and timeout taken by UCLA. They're without Karsta Lowe. She graduated last year after an amazing senior season and now playing on the world stage, playing professionally in Italy. But over the summer, she was with the USA team, and she helped them to a win at the World Grand Prix in Omaha. She was the MVP of this event.
Yeah, the best teams in the world. There's over 300 women's national teams, and she was the best player at the tournament for the best teams in the world. And that's how good college volleyball is. On the men's side, there's 3 men right out of college starting. Karsta Lowe goes right to UCLA. I mean, right to the national team. And remember, there's about 8,000 women getting full rides. And right away, she's the one that's the best player in the biggest tournament of the year.
And she scored the third most points in the finals, trailing only Natalia Goncharova of Russia and Yanan Liu of China. That's how good she has been in her first year playing on the world stage.
Well, you know what happened? She was an outside hitter at UCLA, only played the front row and came out. And I watched her one night, and I talked to Mike Sealy. I said, you got to put her at opposite. And he did, and she didn't have the endurance at first to play and go all the way around. But she's used to sitting down half the time. So she wasn't very good in the beginning, but to Mike's credit, he kept her there, and she turned into a world beater.
Rich Burke, along with legendary coach Al Skates, 50 years as the head coach of the UCLA men's volleyball team through 2012 in fact. Al won 19 NCAA championships and a couple of more national titles before the NCAA took over governance of women's sports.
That was a perfect bump set by Bettendorf. She took that ball below her waist and made a perfect set. The left side hitter. That's very good.
A 19-14 Oregon lead. UCLA scored the final 7 points of the first set to stun Oregon. And now Haley Lawless comes up with a kill for UCLA. They're back within 4.
Well, if they'll keep setting wide enough so they can attack Maggie Smith, then they'll get some kills. Maggie Scott, I mean.
Carly Drolson will serve. She served UCLA on a big run on Sunday against ASU as they came from behind to win the third set. Yeah, but not this time.
Yeah, I think she got 5 or 6 in a row. And she got Bettendorf in trouble with that pass, but there's a nice bump set by Maggie Scott to save the day.
Taylor August comes up with her 7th kill against just 1 error. She's hitting .400. Good pass by Drolson. Frager with the off speed. Set by Benson, swing by Chevy. Good dig by Drolson. Bushler has a kill. Riley Bushler, her 5th.
Yeah, that ball was way out. Bettendorf just couldn't get out of the way. Okay, Bettendorf doesn't pass, so she's able to hit out of the back here.
Frankie Chevy off the block and down.
Boy, I like the speed of Frankie Chevy. She came in so fast. Just look how fast she came in. Only 1 blocker up on that one.
She was one of the top outside hitter recruits in the nation last year and had a strong freshman season. Net violation. Back set, Haley Lawless tools the block, gets one back for the Bruins, now 22-17.
They need to score. Yeah, they need to score some from the service line to get back in this.
This is the time in sets when Oregon has struggled this year. They've done so in big moments. How do they turn it around, Al?
Or they make a good pass. That's a good pass. This is peculiar. Nady, as great a transition hitter as she is, she came in faster than Maggie Scott set the ball.
Coming up at our intermission, Katie Boggs will be in studio. We'll look at volleyballer action around the Pac-12 and then a sports update.
August hits the middle blocker, coming in late, and gets the kill.
Chevy has 3 kills. Bushler, and Scott unable to dig it.
Bushler just hammered a laser down the line. They're going to need her to come on strong.
She has 11 aces and 14 service errors this year. Chevy in transition, got the touch. And it is set point for Oregon.
And Chevy didn't know if she was going to serve or not. She thought she was going out. She gets the serve.
Here Couldn't close out the first set. Can they the second? Set by Benson, swing by Bettendorf, and Bettendorf ends it. After leading big in the first set, the Oregon Ducks were stunned by UCLA, but they come back to take the second set. We're all even at 1 as Michael Seeley and the Bruins head into intermission. A 25-19 Oregon win.
And they hit 407 the second set. That is an amazing statistic. They held the Bruins to 188. That's the reason they won right there.
You're watching Pac-12
Time Warner Cable.
Good evening and welcome into our San Francisco studios. It's great to have you with us on what's been a busy Friday in the Pac-12. So let's get right to a couple matches going on right now. Keegan Cook, number 4 Washington, and Berkeley taking on Cal tonight. First set, Washington on the attack. Tia Scambray finds an opening in the back line. Huskies with early advantage, but later in the set, Cal looking to get back in it. Carmen Anavalink goes for the kill, but Scambray is there for the block. Washington wins the first set 25-15. In the second, we're tied. And it's Lillian Schoenwise with the soft touch on the kill. Cal goes up in the set. Little later, Cal with the advantage here. Christine Alfine goes for the kill, but gets a defense, and now we are tied in the second set. Head coach Jason Watson, number 13 Arizona State at home, taking on Utah. First set, ASU up. Outside hitter Brielle Bailey goes for the kill. ASU goes on to take the first set 25-14, and we go to the second. ASU leading. It's Bianca Ariano with a great dig to keep it alive and finish with a point. Sun Devils go up 13-8. And still in the second, ASU 15-11 here. Freshman Kylie Pickrell, huge block. ASU takes the second set 25-17 right there. And we'll get you back out to Matthew Knight Arena in Eugene in just a few. Jordan Anderson leading the way. But first, it's your sports report update next.
Navigate any map, you need a legend.
Well, the Oregon Ducks probably feel like they should have won both sets. They had a big lead in the first one, but let it get away. They had a big lead in the second and held on to win 25-19. Heading into the intermission, Rich Burke, along with longtime UCLA men's head coach Al Skates. And at the top of the broadcast, we talked about Claire Felix, excellent middle for UCLA. She had 200 in the first 2 sets. She had 4 kills, but Jordan Anderson helped pick things up.
Well, here's the problem. She's working with a new setter, and they're not connecting at all. She's been on fire with Chandler. Chandler isn't on the floor right now. She caught one in the face. She's out. I don't know if she's out of the entire match or not, but Muno isn't connecting with her. And she's not setting Frager, the other quick attacker. So Oregon's loading up on the outside hitters. They're getting 2 blockers up there with them, and UCLA doesn't have a quick attack right now.
So UCLA and Oregon heading into the third set, with Oregon hitting 240 in the first 2, UCLA hitting 200, and 4 aces for the Ducks.
Well, you work with a new setter, and strengths change. The tempo's not the same. Plus, Muno is a little rusty. She came in, played well in the beginning, but there's no connection with the middle. We'll see what happens. She's on the bench now, so I don't know if she's able to come back or what. I see her, so she's back on the bench. So we'll see.
Lindsey Vanderweyde had the turned ankle in the second set. Frankie Shebby came on and played well for Oregon.
Well, Shebby loves to play against UCLA. The last time she played against UCLA, she hit 355. And she's off to a great start tonight. UCLA is serving her, but she's passing well. They'll probably continue to serve her, hoping it'll affect her hitting. But right now, she's passing and hitting in rhythm. She looks great. So I don't think it's although Vanderweyde was their best server recently in the last 5 matches and starting to dig the ball and hits the high ball better than anybody on Oregon's team. So we'll see how August does, but it's a good replacement.
And there's Xana Muno, who came on to replace Ryan Chandler at setter early in the first set after Chandler took that hard shot in the face. Off the attack from Martine Bettendorf.
Sometimes you see double after a shot like that.
Reception error by Frankie Shebby.
So, well, they're going to continue to go after it, like I said. Now, they've got Shebby right on the sideline, so I don't know if they can put it in her navel. That's the only way she's going to pass it.
She did a pretty good job of passing in that second set. Scott to the middle to Samit Gill. Diving dig by the setter Muno. Swing by Anderson. Dug by Keoho. Scott goes outside to Shebby. Off hands. Diving dig again by Muno. Scott.
Okay, Shebby was coming for a left inside, like a quick hitter. And so what happened is the set went over her head. But we don't know whether it was a bad set or a busted route. She set the ball to the pin. So I think it was the wrong route.
Scott looking for the kill. Frager read it well. Joust at the net, won by the Ducks.
Yeah, that was a terrible trap set. No chance. Has to be higher when it's coming from the backcourt and give the hitter a chance to get to the ball.
Amanda Benson to serve.
Well, Bushler went to the line and took a look. Watch how Bushler was right there and hit the line.
Benson entered this match with 5 aces, 27 service errors. Good pass by Bushler. Lawless off speed. Formico was there. One hand set by Muno. Big swing by Shebby. Off the soft block, and Shebby with the kill.
Well, Lawless kind of hesitated on that one and just didn't get there. She has plenty of time, but she was back on her heels. Couldn't get there. There's a low set to the middle attacker. She can't put it away.
After an excellent dig by Bettendorf, Shebby puts it away.
Yeah, she got on that one. She has some good hops and a good arm. And nails the line.
Muno going to her knees for the set, a la Maggie Scott. Now Scott to the middle to Shebby. Back-to-back kills for the sophomore out of La Mirada, California.
Well, right now, Shebby is, I think she has 5 kills and 7 swings. So that's best average on the court.
Casey Nady there for the block.
6-0 run by Oregon. Wow.
And timeout taken by UCLA and head coach Michael Seeley. A 6-2 Ducks lead, jumping out in front early in this one as they did in the first. Can they hang on?
Sunday, 24th ranked USC women's soccer
Game show on Pac-12 Network or watch on Pac-12 Now.
The Ducks on a 6-0 run here. Mike Seeley called timeout. Let's see if he can stem the bleeding here. Nice quick set. That was what the Bruins needed. They needed something out of the middle because the outsides are having a tough time.
Carly Drolson, the senior from Del Mar, California. Torrey Pines High School, number of Torrey Pines players at UCLA. Shebby with another kill.
They have no answer for Shebby. 7 kills and 10 swings, hitting 700 to lead everybody on the court.
Yep, not a single attack error for Frankie Shebby, playing with the ankle injury to Lindsay Vanderweide. Service error on Maggie Scott.
A lot of errors by Maggie on the service line. Oh, excuse me. Maggie's a 97% in server. How rude of me. Take that back, Maggie. Another good pass.
She'll forgive you, Al. Diving dig by Drolson. To the middle to Claire Felix. Diving dig by Amanda Benson. Scott to her knees for that set. And Chevy, and in fact, Bettendorf with the kill. That is her 10th.
Yeah, it's okay you missed that. You're behind the referee stand. It's hard to see them all. Okay, here's the kill. Oh, they had a chance to dig that one.
Good pass by Drolson. Back set. And the swing by Kyra Rogers. And she comes up with a kill.
Rogers hitting the line, putting that ball away.
Kyra Rogers comes out. Freshman, born in Des Moines, Iowa. Went to Oakmont High School, Roseville, California. Just in briefly.
She was in for Haley Lawless.
Laser beam for Bettendorf again. Formico couldn't dig it. .1,117 career points for Martine Bettendorf, 10th in school history. Legendary Sonia Newcomb, 1,852 from 2006 to 2009.
Bettendorf was chatting with us before the match. She's going to play professionally for as long as she can, she told us, which is a good deal. There's a lot of money overseas to be had.
Casey Nady with the
right
ace.
Off the fingertips.
Riley Bushler with a kill for UCLA.
Nady was in pretty close to the net on that one. Should have been a little deeper.
Now Bushler back to serve. On Friday against Arizona, she had 16 kills, no errors. She hit .516. Taylor August dug by Formico. Bump set by Bushler, swing by Anderson. Frankie Chevy was there for the dig. Great set by Maggie Scott to Taylor August, who goes long.
That set by Maggie Scott was fantastic. She slid on her knees and stopped just before she ran under the net and bumped it perfectly, I'll tell you.
Good pass by Bettendorf. Shoot set, cross court, Taylor August. Got dug by Inouye. Another shoot set, Anderson. Dug by Scott. Set by Benson, swing by Bettendorf. Off the block and against the antenna. Martine Bettendorf, another kill, that's 12.
Yeah, Anderson gets used a lot. Watch how they used her. She's not going to be over the net on the block. Here comes the set, and she sticks out that left hand and gets used. She's got to penetrate over the net.
You're not going to Anderson. Benson let it go. It finds the corner.
This is what Anderson does. She gets 5 kills a set for the Bruins. So she gets a lot of points. She hits that deep ball to the corner where nobody is.
Incredibly talented player. Anderson came to volleyball late. She was a soccer player growing up. Began playing volleyball at age 15. Bushler. Dug by Benson. Maggie Scott to Taylor August. Off the block and down. And you can credit that dig by Benson. And it was tight to the net.
Yeah, Benson is amazing digger. 2 hands on the ball, that's what I like. Took a little half step, too, to get herself in position.
Rich Burke, along with longtime UCLA men's head coach Al Skates. UCLA men in action tomorrow against USC at the Trojans Fall Tournament. Galen Center, 10:30 a.m.
That was supposed to be the quick hitter.
Chevy covered up nicely, though. UCLA couldn't capitalize on the free ball. Another opportunity for Oregon. Scott going to Chevy. Big swing off the block. Covered up by Benson. Scott back set to Bettendorf and gets it done.
That was a really fast set. Okay, here comes the dig. Fast. That's a nice up. And here's the finish here. A shoot set to the outside. Nobody home.
Low precise sets, that's the hallmark of Jim Moore's offense at Oregon. He was a former setter at Long Beach State. Oregon has led each set big. They let UCLA come back to win the first set before closing out the second one.
Yeah, but they finished strong the second set, so maybe they're going to stay ahead this time.
Anderson. Off the soft block, covered up by Scott. Bump set Keoho, swing by Shebby. Dug by Inouye. Anderson again, second swing of the rally into the face of Amanda Benson. Amanda's okay.
Yeah, she's laughing, not a problem. Here's the dig, gets that up, very nice. Fast set to the outside. Very nice.
We saw Ryan Chandler, the setter for UCLA, leave early in the first set after taking one to the face. She hasn't been back to the floor since, nor has she been on the bench.
Our producers spotted her on the bench, but I don't see her over there.
Lindsay Vanderweide twisted an ankle for Oregon. She is back on the bench for the Ducks. Going to Kyra Rogers, her second swing of the match. Bettendorf, dug by Bushler. Bettendorf to dig herself. Scott to the middle to Casey Nady, who covers it up herself. Now Scott to Shebby off the block.
That time the block was there. A low fast set, if the block is waiting for it, is not a good idea. And the middle blocker was all over that one. Frager.
Eddie Frager along with Jordan Anderson, who checks out. Carly Drolson in to serve and play some defense. Good pass by Keoho, swing by Shebby. Frankie Shebby, another kill. She now has 8.
Yeah, she just lobbed that one in. Found the hole in the block and pinpointed it.
Back set to Rogers. Backslide Bettendorf. What a dig by Muno. Bump set by Bushler. Off speed for Rogers. Dug by the diving Bettendorf. Here comes Shebby. Off the block of Frager.
Frager's getting 1.2 blocks per set. She's got 2 assists in a row. She's a force. Very nice.
It is a 16-11 Oregon lead. UCLA scored the final 7 points of the first set to win that one. Oregon held on in the second. Another one for Bettendorf.
Felix got fooled on that one. She didn't have her hands up. Bettendorf, you never know where she's going or what route she's running. Number 18 for Oregon. She's tricky.
Social sciences major, business minor, wants to play volleyball overseas after this year is over. There's Bettendorf. Took a little off it and found the floor.
Boy, Muno is not setting well. Coach Seeley wants a timeout. Probably to talk to his setter and settle her down a little bit.
So it's an 18-11 Oregon lead here in the third set after they won the second 25-19. UCLA playing without Karsta Lowe, who graduated last year. He was the MVP of the Grand Prix tournament in July. And Karsta Lowe was asked, was she surprised at her success so early in her national team career?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised at where I am now. More, I wouldn't say that I knew I'd be here, but I also wanted to be here and knew that was the ultimate goal, and that's what I was working towards. So that I am here is more just kind of a testament to that I was able to do what I believed I could do.
And mission accomplished for Karsta Lowe, winning the MVP of one of her first big events on the world stage.
Yeah, pretty amazing. She can make that transition right to world-class volleyball. Some of these girls are making up to $2 million and playing in Russia once they are seen on the national stage. And I don't know what her contract is, but I'm sure it's going to be a big one.
I know Rachel Rourke at Oregon State was making $400,000 a year or thereabouts a couple of years back. And Karsta Lowe led the nation in kills per set last year at 5.96. But even that said, as you mentioned, there are so many players, so many talented players who want to be in that position.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the Final Four and you'll see a lot of agents there. They want to sign these players for both the men and the women. We have a lot of people all over the country. Wherever they don't speak English, they have pro leagues.
Second swing for Bushler. Diving dig effort by Benson. Bushler with a kill. Riley Bushler now with 7 kills, hitting 182.
Well, they're going to have to make a run right now before this third set gets out of hand. Rachel Inouye, one of their good servers, one of their defensive specialists back there from Kailua, Hawaii.
Went to Punahou School, same school as Michelle Wie and Barack Obama. She comes up with a dig, setter kill effort by Muno, and she gets it done.
Well, she has 10 aces. Inouye has 10 aces, only 6 errors. 0.17 aces a set, which is a good number.
And she had a great dig there. Looking to serve her team back into this set. They trailed at 18-12. 80 goes off speed. Claire Felix was there. Big swing Bushler. Maggie Scott with a dig. Great job to pop it up for Bettendorf. Free ball though for UCLA. Back set, backslide Felix. One-hand diving dig by Maggie Scott. 2 great digs in this rally. Second free ball for UCLA. Again Felix on the backslide. This time she heads down the line. And Frankie Chevy unable to dig it.
Well, that's encouraging for UCLA because Muno delivered 2 good sets in a row to the quick hitter. And if they can get back in the game and be a factor, then UCLA has a chance.
Timeout taken by Oregon after back-to-back points for UCLA. And the Ducks, remember, had a big lead in the first set. They let it get away. They had a big lead in the second set. They held on to win 25-19.
The Ducks have been losing some deuce sets lately, so if it gets close, UCLA has a chance. They're probably going to serve Chevy again if she's on the court. If she's on the sideline, she'll be hard to target. But if she stays in the court a couple of feet, they'll go right after her again. Although she's passing well.
It's a top 25 battle. Of course, the top team in the nation, the USC Trojans under Nick Haley. They completely revamped their system from what they had last year. Haley went and visited Karch Karai, and it's resulted in this. Alicia Ogums, Taylor Whittingham, the reigning Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week, 53 digs in 2 matches last week. And the incredible Samantha Bricio leads the Pac-12 in kills and aces. And on Sunday at 1 o'clock right here on Pac-12 Network, Pac-12 Los Angeles, Pac-12 Oregon, and the USC against Oregon. Sunday at 1 here. That is going to be front. Pac-12 Network, or watch on Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com.
I'm going to be here for that one, Rich.
As will I.
I love watching Bricio. I mean, I just love it. She has more variety of tough serves. I clocked her with a radar gun at over 50 miles an hour.
It's incredible what she can do on that back row attack.
Well, now she's surrounded by so many good attackers. She's getting a lot of one-on-ones from the back court, and she's real good at kills out of the back court.
They're getting so many one-on-ones because they did revamp their system, and we'll talk about that a lot coming up on Sunday. Speaking of back row attacks, there's Jordan Anderson.
That was a good set. Munoz delivering some good set. Earlier in the match, she was giving Anderson that pipe set behind the 3-meter line. Now she gave it about 6 feet from the net, and that's where she needs it.
Overpass, and Felix capitalizes. And look at this, the Bruins back within 2.
That's 4 points. 4 points in a row for the Bruins.
3 of them served by Rachel Inouye. Yeah, Jen Moore's concerned, you bet. Good pass that time by Chevy. Maggie Scott to Taylor August, off the block, covered up by Benson. Second swing for August, dug by Anderson.
That was a double contact, and it was called by the referee, rightly so. Too bad. That was a fantastic scoring opportunity for the Bruins.
Back set Claire Felix, and Maggie Scott unable to dig it. I think she'd like another chance at that one.
Well, Munoz setting that backslide very well now. That's another kill.
Casey Nady came out, Benson back in. Here's August, off the soft block. Set by Muno, back row attack, Bushler down into the net.
Well, I haven't seen Bushler hit a D before. This is my 3rd match with her. That's a tough set to hit. It's a set down the right sideline behind the 3-meter line.
Bushler, good pass, center kill from Muno. Very creatively done.
Yeah, she drops her right hand. It looks like she's but just at the last second, so you can't see it coming.
Muno, an accomplished player, celebrated high school career. Service error for Taylor Formico.
And here comes Oregon's best setter, best server, excuse me.
Chelsea Hokulani Hichiko Keoho from Kailua, Hawaii. Anderson off the soft block. Anderson again, and this time Anderson comes up with a kill. That's her 18th.
Anderson is so good at reaching behind her and hitting behind her right shoulder when she expects a very good set at the net, and it goes deep. She still kills it.
That helps as a setter when you got a player with such good range, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Chevy off the soft block. Anderson pushing it to the back corner.
Oh my, it's a kill. The pineapple goes down.
What a great eye work by Jordan Anderson.
I don't know if she was looking at that corner or just trying to keep the ball in play.
Sure looked like she was.
Okay.
Chevy. Into the block. Scott covered it up. Free ball for UCLA. Back set. Kyra Rogers dug by Bettendorf. Tight to the net. Scott going back to Bettendorf in transition with the kill.
Larson went up with the setter that time. It was on the floor by the time the spiker attacked it. Watch Larson. She's out of the play. Nobody home. Kill.
Jim Moore told us that his team needs to be better in transition. One of the things he wants them to improve on.
Well, they have to set maybe more in transition. They'll get a lot better.
Lindsay Vanderweide back into the match. She left in the second set with a twisted ankle. That is great news for the Oregon Ducks.
It sure is. Chevy got stuffed a couple of times and goes to the pine.
And yet had 8 kills, hitting .333. Vanderweide with the kill. They immediately go to her.
Yeah, that's right. The setter knows if she's got fresh talent on the outside, go to her.
The setter, Maggie Scott, on the serve. Muno, back set. Rogers. Bettendorf, nice job to dig it. Keoho with the set. And Vanderweide with the swing into the block of Frager.
You know what? She didn't get the elevation she did. She normally does on that one.
Kyra Rogers there as well.
I don't see any swelling on that ankle, though.
Again, good news for the University of Oregon. Vanderweide putting together maybe the best freshman season in school history. And Vanderweide with another kill.
That was a very difficult ball to hit. Coming over her right shoulder. Very athletic. But August comes back in this, or Chevy comes back in to serve for her.
And that is a nod to that ankle being a problem still for Vanderweide because she had been serving well in that first set. And now Frankie Chevy, who didn't serve much last year, didn't play all the way around with a chance to serve the Ducks home here. This is a point in games where the Ducks have had their struggles this year. Can they close it out and take a 2-1 lead? Kyra Rogers, and she has the kill.
That set was so fast. The hitter Rogers did a great job just getting to it, but the block couldn't get to it either, so the whole court was open.
The Ducks can side themselves out to a set win here, their second set point. Rachel Lenoy back at the service line. Can UCLA pull even? Muno to the middle. Anderson. One-hand dig by Vanderweide. Bumps at Scott. Taylor August. Diving dig by Formico. What a job. Swing by Bushler. Dug by Benson. Oh, this is fun, Al. Big swing by August into the tape. And UCLA pulls even.
Boy, there were some great digs. There was some heavy heat on both sides. There was no dinking or off speeds. They were bombing the ball.
This is so much fun. Maggie Scott going to August again, and miscommunication for the Bruins. I got it, you take it. And the Ducks have a 1-point lead.
You don't have a chance to move in the backcourt when the block doesn't deflect. deflect it with a heavy hitter. That was some heat.
2 minutes, 30 seconds. 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 2 minutes, And Felix finds the floor to pull it back even again. We move into extra points.
Muno is going to Felix when she can now, rightly so. She's bringing that average up fast.
UCLA had a 30-28 third set win as they swept Arizona State on Sunday. Scott going to August. Frequent target into the block.
Muno gets the block on that one. Bettendorf went right after her. Or August went right after, excuse me.
That was Felix and Muno. Muno 0.39 blocks per set. A chance for the Bruins. Bettendorf and Formico can't dig it. And Oregon pulls back even.
You got Anderson on the left. Perfect pass. Oh, she takes it.
Anderson. Jordan Anderson, another kill.
That was a heater. She really got on top of that one.
That's her 20th. She's hitting .311. Second set point.
20 kills tonight for Anderson. Frager back in, the big middle blocker. And she gets it over the line, out of the back court. Point UCLA.
And that's how it ends. The Bruins come from behind to take the third set as they did the first one.
Cannot step on the 3-meter line when you're hitting out of the back court. And that's what...
Saturday, first at 1. The Cougs hope to not work. Or watch on Pac-12 Now.
UCLA took the third set, storming from behind again as they did the first. They won it 28-26. The Ducks continued to struggle at big points in games. Rich Burke along with Coach Al Skates. And Frankie Chevy, though, she had some great work after Lindsey Vanderweide went out with the ankle injury. And Chevy so far in this match, 6 kills and 18 attacks. She had 6 digs and a block.
Well, actually, she has 8 kills. And I'll tell you what, I thought she was playing better than Vanderweide. But, you know, Vanderweide had 2 aces. She came back in, then Chevy came in. That's the injury. She sprained her ankle. She came back in and hit some good shots. But Chevy has the better numbers so far. But, you know, either one, I think they're solid. They're both very solid. And on the other side, you know, Larson has 20 kills and brought UCLA all the way back. So it looks like Vanderweide is going to start. So she's back in. And she's been playing great the last 5 matches. She's had 12 aces. So
kudos to number 4 there, Frankie Chevy, for being ready. She hasn't gotten to play much. Had an excellent freshman season, but because of Lindsey Vanderweide, right there.
Yeah.
Lindsey Vanderweide has played so well that she basically put Chevy without a job at that 0-2 role.
Yeah, Chevy got a lot of passes, and they were very good. She's had 6 digs. I think they're solid with either one in there.
The Ducks were able to collect themselves after letting the first set get away. They need to do likewise here in the fourth. Kyra Rogers, too strong.
Well, Rogers is in there. She came in the third set, and she got a block at the end of that match that was very crucial. She's hitting .375. Well, that just dropped a little bit with that error. But she's been a good set for Coach Seeley.
They set her again. Off the block, covered up by Formico. Anderson off the block and out of bounds.
Anderson's going to pound it into the block. If the block is solid, it comes back. If not, she gets the kill. She's not afraid of the block.
She plays 3 rotations. She comes out as Carly Drolson comes in to serve. Jordan Anderson now with 21 kills, hitting .326. Scott goes to the middle to Bettendorf. Off speed from Bushler. Scott to Samit Gill, some missed timing there. Muno going to Bushler, off the block and out of bounds.
Well, Gill doesn't get set very much, and when that happens, it's hard to could go up in transition like you're going to be set every time. She only gets 1.1 kill per set.
And a lot of times that comes on a backslide.
Yeah, on a side out usually. Solid block back into Weida for the blocking kill. Now Chevy's coming back in. No, excuse me, Paige is in. Now Paige has been out the whole Pac-12 conference, and she's in for Gill. This is her first competition of the year in the Pac-12. She's a true freshman.
And they go right to her. That's her first swing in Pac-12 play. She had played 31 sets in non-conference play. Off speed for Rogers, and she goes wide.
In non-conference play, she's hitting .316 with 1.7 kills per set.
Service error for Amanda Benson.
Yeah, Benson has 29 errors and only 4 aces. I'm not sure why she's serving. Maybe the middle is not as good a server as her.
Casey Nady with the kill. I was talking with Jim Moore about that, and he said that in spite of the ace-error ratio, Benson typically puts a lot of pressure on the opponents. They score a lot of points when she serves.
Well, that's the criteria you should be using.
I agree.
So Jim Moore is absolutely right. See, that's the stat. That serving stat we don't see. Only the coaches see that serving
And I
stat.
think we should see it, and I talked about it last weekend on some telecasts. I'm kind of on a crusade, Al, about some serving efficiency. I think you should take the number of serves and the number of points your team scores on those serves. And each player has an average, but it's not publicized. The coaches, more so than serving per player, will keep it per rotation.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when I first started doing all these stats, I didn't publicize any of them.
Of course not.
I didn't want anybody to know the stats. And then the NCAA started publishing box scores.
And the big advantage for you was gone. The #1 team in the nation, the USC Trojans, and they are now the lone undefeated team in the country as Texas sweeps #7 Kansas, 25-14 in the third. They dominated them there in Austin. And so Kansas,
well, I told
no longer undefeated.
I told you at the top of the show they were going to lose because Texas is very tough at home.
Jayhawks now 18-1.
Vanderweider, let's see if she can keep serving. She got yanked, remember, at the end of the third set.
Does she go to
August?
Not quite as high on the jump serve and too long.
See, that's what Jim Moore was afraid of.
She didn't have the typical run-up she has.
Well, no, she only elevated about 6 inches on that jump serve. So that ankle is bothering her.
Injured it in the second set. Came back here in the fourth.
On the other hand, she didn't have to serve a jump serve. She could have floated it. August not able to save that low set, hitting in the net. Ace. No, it was wide.
Casey Nady back to serve for Oregon, trailing it by 1. They had big leads that they let get away in the first and the third sets. Anderson. Overdig. Good coverage on the joust by Bettendorf. Swing for August. Off the block. Nuno and Felix.
That was a tight block. There was no seam in that block. Felix gets over and closes that seam.
Claire Felix comes out.
Somebody was in the net. That net was bouncing up and down. Frager. Coach Seeley wants to know about that net, but must have been Frager. Yeah, it was.
Right now we have Vanderweider, Sheby, and Page into the match for Oregon. This is Vanderweider. Anderson off the block of Page and Scott. The dig by Bettendorf. Swing for Shebby. And Frankie Shebby with another kill. She has 9.
Well, I don't like this rotation from the Bruins here. It's a 2-hitter rotation. They're bringing Bushlow over to hit D's out of the backcourt, but she's passing in the middle. So only in transition can she get over there. So there's only 2 attackers. And they're not connecting tonight with Frager at all. So that means everything's on the left side hitter, Jordan Anderson. So there'll be 2 blockers camped over there. 3 blockers on Anderson. And she hits it in the net. They're just sending 3 blockers in front of Anderson. All 3 of them over there. They're just waiting. So predictable.
Scott, Page, and Shebby. Muno to the middle to Frager. Scott to the middle to Lauren Page. Too long. Lauren Page has been out with a foot injury.
Okay. Now we're looking at 2 hitters for Oregon, but Bettendorf on the right side can hit out of the back, and so did Vanderweiler.
Here's Bettendorf. They lost that back row attack last year when they used the 6-2 with Scott and Chelsea Ashen. And it results in a point. That back row attack by Bettendorf here.
Well, you know, I ran a 6-2 at UCLA, and we didn't have much of a back attack, but when I say 6-2 on the men's side, the men, I took the biggest men and made him a setter. And made it run a simple offense. If they were a good hitter and blocker, they went all the way around. And I think we won about 11 or 12 NCAA championships with that attack, with no backcourt attacker.
A little work.
The Cuban women do the same thing internationally. But if you can add that back row attack to a good 6-2, then you're in good shape.
Oregon trying to pull even. It's now 11-9. Do you like what Mick Haley has done with Bailey Johnson at USC, using her both as setter and opposite?
Well, yeah, of course I do. That's somebody trained her to do both. Takes a little work. Most of the time, you have a big girl who can set, and they just play him in the front court as an outside hitter. But somebody took the time to train a big girl to set, and I think that was really important. Club coach or somebody. You can do it in college just as well, too.
Vanderweiler off the block and out of bounds, and the Ducks with a 2-point lead. Talking about players as both setters and opposites, the African National Player of the Week this week, Adriana Colbert of Colorado State, is doing that.
Well, all over the world, a 6-2 means no backcourt subs. The setter goes all the way around.
But in college, you have the 15 substitutes.
Well, only in the United States do we have 15 substitutes for women. Everywhere else, it's 6. That's why Karch has to train the bigger women to dig and pass the ball if he wants to use it.
Vanderweiler off speed. Pancake nicely done by Munoz. Set by Rogers. Swing by Bushler. Off the block.
Up into the block. She let the ball drop below the net and hit up into the block.
What a great dig by Xana Munoz.
Yeah, Munoz, nice pancake there.
And a set by Bushler. Vanderweiler off a soft block. Munoz couldn't dig that one.
That was a solid hit. Went at the weaker blocker. Smart attack.
Ducks try to send this one to 5 sets. What an excellent dig there by Chelsea Keoho. Back set, Bettendorf with the kill. Credit Chelsea Keoho with that one. She ought to get half a kill herself after that dig.
Yeah, that was really, talk about being in the right spot. Boy.
She actually had a kill earlier out of that DS roll. Bettendorf and Nady with the block off the swing from Bushler.
That was solid. They put that right back on her head.
And a 15-12 Oregon lead. They let leads get away in the first and third. Can they hang on to this one here in the fourth? We'll find out.
this season. Pac-12.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tachikara. We've got the ball. You bring the game. Matthew Knight Arena, fantastic facility. It's 15-12 Oregon to the fourth set, trying to force a fifth. This building opened up in 2011, one of the premier facilities in the Pac-12, and the pit crew loves it.
Well, I'll tell you, Bettendorf and Anderson are having a really interesting night. 21 kills for UCLA's Anderson, 19 for Bettendorf.
Anderson hitting 280, Bettendorf 295. Kyra Rogers with the swing and the kill for UCLA.
Well, that's their first kill of the fourth set. So the blockers from Oregon have been stepping up. They've been blocking and digging very well.
Inoue on the serve. Pass by Bettendorf. Casey Nady with the kill.
That was nice. Good route, good speed on that set. One blocker when you set the ball that fast.
Vanderweide was going back to serve, but instead it's the serving specialist, Alex Honar, coming in for the Ducks. Her first appearance of the match.
She's
10
a good
aces,
server.
13 service errors.
Yeah, she did a good job last year, too.
This is Bushler's second swing of the rally. Off speed. Chevy was right there. Pushed over by Bettendorf.
Well, you know why Bettendorf did that? There was nobody to set because the left side hitter right there is out of the play. There's nobody over there. That was a smart move.
Free ball coming for the Ducks, looking to move up by 5. Scott to the middle to Nady. Solo block for Claire Felix, her 13th of the year.
Felix read that well. She committed with that play. Watch as she jumps with the hitter. Takes a lot of court.
That's a huge turn of events. Suddenly it's a 3-point set. Bettendorf off the block of Anderson and out of bounds. And the Ducks back up on top by 4.
You know, Anderson keeps reaching outside her left shoulder and keeps getting used by Oregon tonight. She's got to penetrate, not reach laterally.
Jordan Anderson, 6 feet tall. Bettendorf rolls along the tape and goes down.
Little off-speed shot, gets the kill. It disrupts the blockers. They're over the net for a brief instant and they're on the way down. If you hit it off speed, it catches them. It goes down on the Bruins side of the net.
Timeout taken by UCLA. They trail it by 5. And hey, on Monday night at 9 o'clock on the Pac-12 Sports Report with Mike Yam and Ashley Adamson, we will name the Pac-12 All-Century Women's Volleyball team. They're the nominees who played for UCLA. Natalie Williams played for them, 89 to 92. Went on to an excellent career in professional basketball.
Oh, she's not up for volleyball? She was an awesome outside hitter.
Yeah, no, she's up for volleyball, but she went on to a basketball career.
Oh, right. Yeah, she could go either way. And she was a great player in basketball and a great opposite at UCLA.
Andy Banikowski up for head coach. He coached the Bruins for 40 years after playing for you at UCLA. And we'll name a coach. We will also name a all-century most valuable player. And it's 16 players in the team, 4 centers, 3 middles, 8 outside hitters, and 1 libero. That'll be 9 o'clock on Monday.
The best players used to be middles. Before all these substitutions and liberos, only 3 middles. Wow. There were some great middles that are not going to be on that team.
And again, 1 player will be player of the century, and the Bruins, Andy Banikowski, up for coach of the century.
Well, Andy retired before I did. I was surprised. Thought he was going to last longer. Great dig by Bettendorf.
And Frankie Chevy with another kill. She's got 11.
Bettendorf comes over and gets us up with one hand and dives to do it. Here she comes. Here's the dink. Very nice.
Ducks lead it by 6. Bettendorf off speed, looking for some floor. Formico couldn't dig it.
Well, you know, in the old days, they said women aren't strong enough to dive, so they all rolled. So they didn't have the range they used to. That was back in the 60s. And everybody rolled because the Japanese women were the best diggers in the world, and that's what they did. And then a lot of the men's coaches started coaching women's volleyball, and they said, no, we're going to dive. This is how you do it.
As well they should. And UCLA taking another timeout.
Yeah.
They trail it by 7. Talking about the All-Century team, which will be named on Monday night. What about the Oregon Ducks? They have some players who have been nominated, including Elena Bergsma, who was the National Player of the Year 3 years ago.
Yeah, I think she'll be on that team. She was fantastic. Liz Brenner had a great career here as a 4-year starter. So, boy, I'm telling you, these are all very good nominations.
And Sonia Newcomb, who was here early in the tenure of Jim Moore, 2006 through 2009, and Liz Brenner, who graduated last year, extremely versatile player.
Yeah, I didn't see Sue Harbor. I was just going to the women's Final Four back in those days, so I didn't get a chance to see her, but I'm sure we'll have whoever makes it is going to be just an outstanding group.
And I like Bergsma's chances. Player of the Year in 2012. Last 5 seasons, 4 of the 5. The ABCA National Player of the Year has come out of the Pac-12, including 8 of the last 15 seasons going back to 2000. Logan Tom won it a couple of times. There's Liz Brenner, who had a great career here at University of Oregon, and she played Division I in 5 different sports. Also played softball, played a little bit of basketball, beach volleyball. Diving dig effort by Maggie Scott, who crashes into Casey Nady. Looks like everybody's okay. 21-15 Oregon.
Lauren Page is very fast. This is number 6. She's a quick hitter right now. She's coming for the fast set.
Chevy with the swing, over dig by Inouye, but it was a laser and a kill for Bettendorf. She's got 24.
She gets that fast set, gets a one-on-one opportunity. Maggie gives her the fast one, and Larson just blows by her.
Bettendorf now back to serve. Good pass by Bushler. Jordan Anderson, dug by Benson. Bump set by Maggie. Bettendorf trying to better the ball. To the middle to Frager. Scott to the middle, Lauren Page, and too long.
So when a hitter hits one like that, and it's a quick hitter, generally the setter doesn't go back to her for a long time. But what Maggie should do is go back to her right now. They've got a lead. Let's get her confidence right now. Go back to her. Nope, over the pass.
UCLA capitalizes to pull back within 5.
Frager throws that one down hard.
Although it's a 5-point lead, 22-17, it feels smaller because the Ducks have struggled so much to hang on to these leads.
Yeah, and UCLA serves tough and blocks well. If you do that, you can come back.
Great dig by Formico results in a kill for Anderson. Jordan Anderson has 23 kills, hitting .296. And timeout taken by the Ducks. So Jim Moore trying to nip this in the bud.
Yeah, I think that's a smart timeout. You don't go more than 2 at the end.
It is a 22-18 Oregon lead. The Ducks had big leads in the first and third sets, and they let them get away. If you're Jim Moore, you got to be talking to your team now about clamping down.
Well, you're talking to your team. You're telling them specific things like, who is the weakest blocker up there? Well, Larson's a pretty weak blocker, so you shouldn't stay away from her. The middle has the best blocker, Frager. So you want to misdirect her away from whoever you're going to set. So if you want to set, say, Bettendorf on the right, you run the quick hitter to the left side and hope the middle blocker comes that way.
So a look at around the Pac-12. USC, the #1 team in the nation, taking on Oregon State a little bit later on tonight. 7 teams in the top 25. Remember last year, 10 teams made the NCAA tournament. USC, the only undefeated team left in the country after Texas swept Kansas earlier tonight. And Colorado last week got their first ever win against Stanford. Gabby Simpson, the offensive player of the week. Nageti Abu is the freshman of the week from Colorado.
Yeah, I like Simpson because she hits this ball but doesn't rotate. It's almost impossible to dig. And she's long, left-handed, tall.
Martine Bettendorf, one shy of her career high in kills set 18 days ago against Utah.
She's really having a good match tonight. She loves to play at home here. Anderson's over on the left side. If they get a dig at UCLA side, she'll probably get another attempt.
To the middle of the page, into the block of Anderson.
No, I told you, Frager's the best blocker. They ran a route right into her. That was not smart. I mean, Maggie doesn't have to set the ball directly in front of Frager. The best blocker on the floor right now.
The Ducks lead by 3, but you get the feeling they need this one. They're not going to get it on the swing from Chevy into the block of the Bruins again.
Well, another ball directed right into Frager. You've got to keep the ball away from Frager. She just stuffed 2 in a row.
Tourniquet tightening on the Ducks right now. Struggling late in the set. Again, Bettendorf with the swing. Dug by Formico. To the middle to Frager. Straight down to the floor, and the Bruins are within 1.
Frager, you know, she's got 3 points in a row right now. She is really playing well.
And again, Oregon takes a timeout. If you're Jim Moore, what are you saying to your team right now, Al?
Set the ball away from Frager. If she's there, use the end blocker. Tell the hitters to hit to the end blocker, not to Frager. Try to misdirect her. First of all, call a play that gets her away from whoever you want to set.
Jenny Frager with 7 block assists, 1 block solo in this one. And the Ducks had a big lead. They've let it almost all evaporate after they did the same thing in the first and third sets. Big leads, and they lost each.
Well, they've got Bettendorf is who they want to go to. And I like Bettendorf against Jordan Anderson. So if she'll just hit line, chances are she'll get a kill. If she's one-on-one, she can hit anywhere.
The UCLA Bruins are 11-0 in matches away from home.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat. That is a very interesting stat.
And they're 15-3 overall. And when Oregon took the second set, it was just the second set that the Bruins had lost in their last 18. They've won 5 straight matches.
Well, Sumit Gill is not going to draw Frager's attention. So I think they're going outside, probably to Bettendorf on this play.
Sumit Gill is effective on the backslide. See where Maggie Scott goes. It's Frankie Chevy on the outside, coming up with a huge kill for the Ducks.
Yeah, Bettendorf would have had to hit the D, so they chose not to set her.
Gill faked the backslide, and Chevy got it done. Now Chelsea Keoho, with the Ducks 2 points away from forcing a 5th set. Muno going outside to Anderson. Big swing, got the touch.
Oh, my.
Ducks can't believe it.
Well, that ball was hit pretty high.
Jim Moore can't believe it.
Let's take a look. I don't think there was a touch. The lines person said there was a touch.
Overpass, and Rogers capitalized, and the Bruins are back even.
Rogers got up fast and down that ball before the blocker could get there.
Carly Jolson had a great service run on Sunday against Arizona State in the third set. Served 7 straight points to pull it even. Trying to serve her team to a win with a couple of more points here. Rogers off speed, and Rogers.
That was brilliant. Solid two-person block up there, and Rogers turns it down the line. Boy, that was good.
It is match point for UCLA. Maggie Scott, Vander Weide, a laser off of Formico to pull it back even as the Ducks try to somehow scramble.
2 perfect passes from Piejo. Set that up.
They need a good serve from Benson. To the middle to Frager, dug by Keoho. Bettendorf back row. Formico is right there. Muno, back set. Rogers, dug by Benson. Scott again to Casey Nady off the soft block. Formico is there. Back set again to Rogers. Into the block of Vander Weide and Nady.
I don't get it. Bushler was there available 3 times in a row against Maggie Scott, Oregon's weakest blocker, and they didn't go outside left 1 time. Now they're putting in a blocking substitute for Maggie Scott. Yeah, here comes a big in for Maggie Scott.
Haley McLaren is checking in, and also the other setter, August Raskey, is checking in for Oregon. What a time to do it.
Yeah, double sub, good move.
Frager capitalizes post-joust, and UCLA back even again.
That was a nice set. Here's the double sub going out again. 15 subs in women's volleyball. I mean, in the United States.
McLaren and Raskey out. Bettendorf and Scott back in. UCLA had match point at 24-23. Now Jenny Frager back to serve. Scott. Vander Weide. Excellent dig by Drolson. Backslide Casey Nady finds the floor.
This is what Nady does. In transition, she is unstoppable. And she's always available, always running that rock.
Set point for Oregon, trying to force a 5th. Excellent dig by Benson. Scott to Bettendorf. Covers it up herself.
Did not go over the net.
Yep, 4 hits.
Piejo has been getting every serve. I don't understand it. She's been nailing every pass perfectly. Now there's a big hole in the middle of the court because there's 2 receivers.
Inouye goes to Benson. Scott to her knees. Nady
did not go over the net.
That's consecutive points where it didn't go over the net. And now it's the second match point for UCLA.
Maggie Scott took that ball real low. It's hard to connect with the quick hitter when you take the ball by your waist.
Vander Weide keeps it alive for the Ducks again.
Maggie Scott got a one-on-one with that fast set. That was an easy kill.
Vander Weide had an excellent jump serve in the first set, injured her ankle in the second. She hasn't been taking the big run up. She goes with the float.
Oh
Too
my
long.
goodness.
That's 2 service errors in this one, and at a critical time, this one for Vander Weide. 3rd match point for UCLA with Riley Bushler on the service line. Scott to her knees. Bettendorf. Dug by Inouye. Center kill effort by Muno. Read well by the Ducks. Frankie Chevy with the swing. Muno. A chance to win it. And Jordan Anderson gets it done. The UCLA Bruins 29-27 in the 4th set. The Ducks led big in all 3 sets they lost.
Boy, the Bruins play so well at the end of each set. And they serve so well. When they can come back because of their outstanding serving and blocking. And you have Larson on the left side just hammering the ball every time.
And the Ducks have to find a way to turn it around with USC coming into town Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's going to be tough. SC, the best team in the country, everybody's voting them first place. The Ducks have to regroup. They have a day to do so. I think Oregon, Vanya White, if she's well at the end of the match, I think she could get it.
So UCLA wins at 29-27. For producer Billy Chusa, director Gary Milkas, for Al Skates and our entire crew, I'm Rich Burke, and UCLA wins it.